for a group, we would like to explain about culture conflict. What is culture conflict? Culture conflict is a type of conflict that happen when cultural values or culture or belief clash. And then culture conflict usually happen or caused by of several things, like is communication and culture, misinterpretation or misunderstanding, and other. Here, firstly, I would like to explain about communication and culture. Intercultural communication is communication between members of different culture. This definition is simple, but the process is complex. Interconflict communication involves different perception, attitude, and interpretation. We know that even two people from same culture can experience communication problem. Culture does not communicate it. Individuals do. Everyone has the unique communication style, but culture determines the general style for its member. The relationship between individuals and their culture can be analog to an actor of director. And the second is misinterpretation or misunderstanding. What is misinterpretation or misunderstanding? Misinterpretation is problem, and misinterpretation don't happen whenever members of the two culture communicated. However, when culture conflict to arise, it's mean misunderstanding. I will give the example. The example of American invitation. When American society invite someone, usually in the end of the invitation, they will say, "Come if you want." It means they won't force their people like this. Different in American society. Usually, if some people say like that, it means they will feel less sure or they will feel less valued like that. So this is make misunderstanding. Usually it can be positive or it can be negative. Okay, next will be explained by my partner Nadia Shiva.
Okay, next is ethnocentrism. Ethnocentrism is an understanding which view that the group is better than other ethnic group or excessive love for their own group. Difficulties in intercultural communication arise when there is little or no awareness of divergent value and beliefs. In cross-cultural interactions, speakers sometimes assume that what they believe is right because they have grown up thinking their way is the best. This ethnocentric assumption can result in negative judgment about other cultures. Another manifestation of ethnocentric attitudes is that people become critical of individuals from different cultures. In the following examples, Rosamine and Merita demonstrate that they can't understand each other's point of view. Rosamine and Merita talking about relationship between children and parents. In Rosamine's culture, children live with their parents until marriage because dependence on parents is considered positive. In Merita's cultures, children leave home when they are 18 because independence and self-reliance are considered positive. Next, the last is stereotypes and prejudice. Sometimes negative reaction then result from actual interaction but rather from the facts. Preconceived beliefs or stereotypes frequently shape people's perception of each other. Stereotypes originate and develop from numerous sources such as jokes, textbooks, movies, and television. Movies about cowboys and Indians portray cowboys as civilized and Indians wild and primitive. A child who knows about the American Indian only through watching this movie will have a distorted and false image of this group of people. Stereotypes persuade inaccuracies about religious, racial, and culture groups. Stereotypes beliefs prevent us from seeing people as individuals with unique characteristics. Negative stereotypes lead to prejudice like suspicions, intolerance, and hatred of other culture groups. Unfortunately, there was nothing that this applicant could have done to prove that he was indeed qualified for the job. Rejected on the basis of his nationality, the applicant was a victim of an irrational belief. Stereotype remarks can be made casually in daily conversations and may or may not have serious consequences. An example in Indonesia is that in the Indonesian society, who generally sees Asian people as rude, violent, and cruel. And in USA is the problem between black and white skin group.
Okay, the conclusion from our explanation is culture conflict happen as a result of misinterpretation, ethnocentrism, stereotypes, and others. And preventing this conflict is possible with increased awareness of our own attitudes as well as sensitivity to cross-cultural differences. Developing intercultural sensitivity does not mean that we need to lose our culture identitas, but rather that we recognize culture influences within ourselves and within others. Okay, that's all from us. Thank you very much for your nice attention. The last I say, wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you.